I recently rewatched Koi Mil Gaya and trust me, it's so much more than we remember. Have you heard of survivor bias? This movie reminds me of it. You know how we only hear stories about billionaires who dropped out and made it big, but we never hear about those who failed. That's the truth of survivor bias. We believe in the struggle to success story, but the reality is the odds are always stacked against us. And that's the story of the mom of our main boy today. Imagine you're pregnant with your first child and your space obsessed husband decides to crash the car with you in it. He dies and you are left to raise the child alone. And this child is something that the society would never deemed as normal. So, in all accounts, this woman by herself should have never made it without any support, but yet she did. Not only that, but she raised a child that becomes the hero of the world, basically. She is a survivor. And her husband, the obsessed guy, he was obsessed with aliens. He was convinced that they exist. And another thing that he was convinced of was that sound waves never go away. So his grand plan, he was a scientist, by the way. So his grand plan was basically to make machines and send sound waves into outer space and see if he gets a signal back. Now Sonia, the wife, she supported her husband. She was like a good wife in that way. Maybe she loved him a lot, or maybe she knew that he was a genius, which he was, because this machine of his, this little homemade machine that he made it in his garage started receiving signals from outer space. He and Sonia arrives at the biggest institute for space research in India. It's in New Delhi. And he walks in to a meeting with a bunch of scientists. The head scientist from India and a bunch of foreign scientists are also present. And they are laughing at this guy who has his little shed. They think he's a crackpot, okay? And valid. This big lab and this big scientist have never found any sign of aliens. But this little man in his little shop, in this tiny ass little computer, found the signs of aliens. No, they did not believe it. They thought he was a crackpot and send him back on his way. On their way back from the institute, that's where the accident happens. So when I say this husband was space obsessed, yeah, he saw the flying saucer or the spaceship or whatever. That spaceship was sending him the signal and he saw it, and he's basically driving the car and getting out of the car like this. Oh my god, I don't believe it. Your pregnant wife is right beside you. She's 7 or 8 months pregnant. Dude, drive your car. Now we flash forward some 20 years or so, and Sonia had given birth to a beautiful boy called Rohit. And Rohit is in his early 20s now. Sonia works at a bank, and Rohit, well, he's 20, but why does he still go to a school? He still goes to an all-boys school in a 7th standard. Turns out when Rohit was 6 or 7 years old, he was diagnosed with developmental disorder. What had happened during that car accident? Sonia was thrown out of the car and she landed on her belly. Rohit was already 6 or 7 months old in her belly. That accident caused severe damage to his head. The condition is Rohit's mind is still going to be around 2 or 3 years old throughout his life. But Rohit is thriving, okay? He wears his glasses, he drinks Bonvita, and he has this little gang as well of 9 years old. There are 4 boys from the all-boys high school that he goes to, and there are also 2 girls from the adjacent all-girls school. They ride bikes and chase birds all day. There is this little boy among them who will only speak in poetry. Let's call him Little Poet. He gets clowned on a lot for being tiny and weak, but I think he is the only smart one in that whole group. There's also Hansika Motwani, Miss Shakalaka Boom Boom herself. Then there's this other girl. I think she's like the Gretchen Wieners of the town, because every time there is a party, her mom and dad are present. So she gets all the gossips of the town. So one day Rohit and the little gang is riding their scooters and they come across on a narrow bridge with this other motorcycle gang, okay? And you look at it, the motorcycle gang is dressed all in these jackets, and the motorcycles have a lot of sports stickers on it. And then there is Rohit gang looking like Pokemon trainers. And still, the audacity of the bike gang, the leader asks Rohit to move back. And Rohit looks at his gang and they say, no, we are not moving. And Rohit says, no, we will not move, you move. In all honesty, there was a lot of space on that bridge for these 5 bikes and 5 scooters to pass by each other without any problem. So the leader of the bike gang is very offended. He unmounts his bike and his little minions follow that, and they go and walk like this menacingly towards Rohit gang. They throw insults at each other. Right when the motorcycle gang is this close to Rohit's gang, Rohit and the gang, they say a little code word. And turns out the code word was to bash their crotches. Literally, the Rohit's gang, like the littlest one, our Mr. Poet, his head is at the height of somebody's crotch. So he's head-butting somebody's crotch. Rohit and the others are shoving the handles of their little bikes in their crotches, and everybody is injured. And these little gangs, these are Pokemon trainer gang, are booking it. They're running. Motorcycle gang quickly recovers, and then they start chasing them. The gang scattered, and then there is Rohit being chased by the leader and one other person. While running, Rohit crosses a no entry sign, and since he's in a scooter, nobody says anything to him. But this motorcycle gang, no, they are on a motorbike. So they come face to face with a police jeep. Now, in this police jeep, it's not just anybody. No. It's Inspector Khan of Kasauli Police. He is the Sherlock Holmes. Inspector Sherlock Khan. Inspector Khan gets his sidekick Sukhwani prepare fine for the bike gang leader and his friend. Now, the bike gang leader gets really angry and he shows his true identity. He's Draco Malfoy. Just kidding. But his next line to Inspector Khan is, "Do you know who my father is?" But it's the bike gang leader who doesn't know who he is talking to. He's talking to Inspector Khan, okay? Inspector Sherlock Khan. He knows everything. So he says, "Yes, I know who you are. You are Raj Saxena, the son of Mr. Saxena, the collector for this town. So what do you want me to do? Put this in the newspaper?" I would be happy to do that. I want everybody to know that a town where Inspector Khan is, no criminals can get away. That's my boy. Now let's see what the collector is up to. He is throwing a massive party to welcome the new residents of Kasauli, the Malhotras and their daughter Nisha. So Nisha, oh, she's gorgeous. Well-spoken, well-dressed, just beautiful, beautiful girl. And she's around Rohit's age. So, you know where things are going. She's played by PreityZinta. On her first day in Kasauli, she is just riding her jeep throughout the town and just seeing how beautiful the hill station is. She now has to go back to the Saxena or the collector's house for the party. Now she sees this bunch of kids and an adult present there. So she goes there to ask directions from them. The adult tries to say something, but the kids cut him off. And they say, "Oh, you want to go to the Saxena house? We are going there as well." And they pile onto her jeep. This is Rohit gang. So some minutes back, Rohit gang missed their bus. And they weren't going to Saxena house. They were going to the movie theater to watch a movie. These scammers. They direct Nisha straight to the movie theater and then jumps out of her jeep and gives her an adios. Upon learning that she was scammed, she directs her attention to the only adult present there, Rohit. Now throughout all this interaction, she hasn't figured out that Rohit has a disability, so she's mouthing off at him. And Rohit's response is to make fun of her nose. The gang books it, and Nisha is just sitting in her jeep fuming. Now here is where we see Sonia is a great mother to Rohit. After watching the movie, Rohit goes straight home to tell his mother the funny incident with the angry jeep lady. Sonia so kindly helps Rohit to see what actually happened. He scammed a girl in trouble. She convinces Rohit to go apologize to Nisha the next time he meets her. And the next time they meet is that evening at the party. So you remember that girl in Rohit's gang? The girl with whose parents are super connected and they are invited to all the parties. So they are invited to this party at Saxena house as well. And Rohit and the gang have decided to gate crash this party. At the party, everything is going well. Raj, the asshole son of the collector, he is introducing Nisha to all his friends, okay? And it's very clear that both the families, the collector family and Nisha's family, they really want Raj and Nisha to get together. Rohit and most of his gang are hiding underneath the buffet table, and Little Poet and another of their friends, they are passing the food down, okay? Right when Little Poet comes for seconds, Nisha and her friends are there to get their food as well. Little poet takes one look at this girl and realizes this is the same girl that he scammed that morning, and he runs away. Okay, Rohit is still underneath the table and he thinks it's little poet standing in front of him, and he tries to grab the legs. They are Nisha's leg. She looks down and sees Rohit there. Rohit yells, jumps up, and all the food on the table lands on Nisha. Poor Nisha. This is the second time, okay, in this one day where Nisha has to see Rohit and his gang run away while she is left angry. And it's not over yet. Next day, Nisha is at a salon, getting the food out of her hair. Why won't she do it at home? Probably rich people, rich thing. Anyway, so her jeep is parked outside and Rohit sees it. Now remember when Sonia had convinced Rohit to go and apologize to Nisha next time he sees her? So he decides to write like a little note to Nisha. He tears a page from his notebook, writes sorry, a frowny face, and dash Rohit. Now he wants to stick it to the driver's seat. Now how is he going to stick that? So he decides to use some chewing gum to stick the note. He puts some chewed up gum to the seat right where the head is supposed to be, and before he could put the note there, he's caught by Raj. Raj and his friends surround Rohit and start yelling at him like, what the hell are you doing? Nisha in the salon sees what's happening and she sees Rohit there. So she runs there and starts yelling at Raj, this is the boy from yesterday. Now Raj has ammunition. He anyway wanted to take revenge on Rohit since the Inspector Khan incident. Now he has the perfect chance. He can take his revenge on Rohit and at the same time act as hero in front of Nisha. Rohit is in the middle of the road with his little scooter and Raj and 3 or 4 of his friends are encircling him. Speed so closely to Rohit that he loses his bike, and then these assholes, they run their bikes on this little scooter, completely breaking it. Nisha and a bunch of other people are watching this. And at this time, Nisha doesn't know that Rohit has disability. Our little poet happens to see all of this, and then he runs to the bank where Sonia works at. And by the time Sonia and little poet get to Rohit, Raj and his gang and Nisha and everybody is gone. And Rohit is just sitting there in the middle of the road with like holding his little bike and just crying. It's so sad. Sonia takes one look at the note where Rohit has written sorry with bike marks on it now. She grabs that note and that's it. She has now become the mama bear, the protective mama bear. She finds Nisha, Raj and some of their friends like hee-hee-ha-haing at a cafe. She goes there and that's it. She starts verbally slapping them. Sonia throws that sorry note at Nisha after telling her about Rohit's condition. And here we find out that asshole Raj, he was actually Rohit's classmate at one point. So him growing up with Rohit and then treating Rohit like that as an adult, it just somehow makes him even more of a scumbag. Oh my god, I hate Raj. I hate him so much. But bless everything, Nisha isn't a scumbag. She is the opposite of a scumbag. She goes on a stalker mode, okay? She's stalking Rohit and finding out more about his life. To make up to Rohit, she apologizes to him and also get Raj and his minions apologize to Rohit. And the scooter that they broke, Nisha replaces it with A1 cycle. And according to Rohit, it's the best cycle in the world. Let's start counting sponsors here. We had Bonvita before and now we have A1 cycles. Good for Rakesh Roshan. And the cycle worked because Rohit has now forgiven Nisha and he's now spending all his time with her. So much so that Rohit's gang now think that Nisha is Rohit's girlfriend. But then Miss Shakalaka Boom Boom speaks up. Has Nisha kissed you, Rohit? Rohit is like, no, she hasn't kissed me. And Miss Shakalaka Boom Boom says, then Nisha cannot be your girlfriend. She has to kiss you or you have to kiss her. Then only you can be girlfriend and boyfriend. She says that and then starts clowning little poet for even suggesting that Nisha is Rohit's girlfriend. And now Rohit's mission was to make Nisha his girlfriend. And according to Miss Shakalaka Boom Boom, Rohit has to give Nisha a gift, but Rohit gets just 1 rupee per day as his allowance. So that 1 rupee, Rohit invests in purchasing a rose for Nisha. And the rose worked. Nisha is now his girlfriend. I'm not kidding. That's how it worked. The A1 cycle and rose. That's how you get people. But let's see what Raj is up to. He is winning basketball games and getting cheered on by Nisha. He's so convinced that Nisha is in the bag. So Rohit wants to play basketball because Nisha is just cheering too much for Raj and he's getting jealous. So while attempting to practice basketball, Rohit is alone on the court. It's night. And then Raj and his friends find him. They say, "Oh Rohit, do you want to play basketball? Oh, we'll help you. We are really good. We just won a cup." Instead of helping him, they beat Rohit up with the basketball. Like, congratulations, 5 people beat up one guy. Whoop-de-da. Back when Nisha was stalking Rohit, she happened to see this really horrible incident. The thing is, there is an asshole teacher in every school. And in Rohit's school, it's the computer teacher. He is just offended even by the thought that Rohit had the audacity to choose computers as one of his electives. According to him, computers need certain kind of aptitude and Rohit doesn't have it. I never understood it. Like, nobody's expecting you to make Rohit proficient in computers. Can't he just sit in the class while you teach? Even if Rohit doesn't pass the exam, nobody's going to point finger at you. Like, his mother and the principal would be very acceptable. Nobody's going to say anything. But anyway, Rohit got Nisha now. So Nisha has decided to teach Rohit computer. But they don't have a computer handy. So Rohit said, "Don't worry, my dad made a computer." It's that little machine that sends signal to the space. So they bust out this dusty old machine and they are figuring out what to do with it. They see this sound box that sends the ohm sound and then they start messing about with it. In short, sound signals are again been sent to space. These signals are received by the same spaceship from 20 years or so back and it lands in Kasoli again. It's evening. The whole town of Kasoli is winding down for the night. And then suddenly the electricity stops working. People light candles. The candle goes off. They try to use a flashlight, but that isn't working either. So they try to go out and see what's happening. That's when through the clouds, they see the flying saucer. It flies over the town and lands on the hilly, foresty part of the town. In minutes, all this is in national news. But largely people aren't believing it. Only those people from the town of Kasoli who were outside that time and happened to see up in the sky. They are the only one who are believing it. But one thing the whole town is doing right now is that they are watching the news every single second of what is happening. Inspector Sherlock Khan is instantly on the case and he has recruited the same scientist who Rohit's mom and dad met all those years back. They definitely find signs of a spaceship landing and they saw footprints. And most interesting of them all, they saw all footprints except one go into the forest and come back to where the spaceship was. But one footprint went into the forest and never came back. Now what happened? The spaceship received signals, the same signals that they received so many years back. But this time they decided to check out the planet itself. So they landed, got out of their spaceship and started exploring the forest. Too bad for them, they ran into a herd of elephants. And the elephants did not take kindly to them. This caused a panic and they started retreating to the spaceship and decided to leave. In all this mess, one of them lost his way and by the time he could go back to the spaceship had already left. So he was abandoned there in the jungle. So now this alien, this little ass alien, just 3 feet tall, okay? Now he's hiding from the elephants and trying to make his way to somewhere. And after wandering around, he hears the same tune. Somebody is whistling the same tune that the sound signal that they received were. So in response, this alien whistles back in the same tune at that person. And that person is Rohit. But Rohit doesn't take kindly. He has this pot in his hand and he smashes it at where the alien was. And the alien gets scared and he runs away. So what had happened? The collector found out that aliens were indeed landed. He made it into a festival to attract tourists. People of Kasoli were invited to participate in the festival dressed up as alien. Rohit wanted to participate and that earthen pot was going to be his alien head. But Sonia, his mom, hates alien for obvious reasons and she bans Rohit from attending this festival. So in his bad mood, he thought that little alien that whistled at him was one of his buddies. So he smashed that earthen pot and went inside to sleep. Next morning, Nisha comes to hang out with him. And that's when he finds out that earthen pot that he smashed is now whole again. Didn't he break it? He tells Nisha everything. And between the two of them, they somehow have 5 heads because they figure out that little thing from yesterday might be the alien. So they go into the forest looking for it. And they find it. The alien's being chased by some random dogs and Rohit has to go and rescue it. Rohit shoves the dog away and Nisha and Rohit then looks at where the alien is hiding. He's hiding behind a tree and then he comes out like this little 3 feet thing with blue head and this yellow mustard hoodie. It was so cute. If we take out some anime aliens, this is like one of the cutest alien design ever. And there Rohit and Nisha, they are looking at the alien and Rohit asking, did you come from up there? And Nisha is saying, I think he came from up there. Guys, what was your first clue? I mean, this is a 3 feet tall, a hybrid between a blue frog and a human. What do you mean I think it came from up there? Once that they have confirmed that yes, indeed, this is the alien, Nisha says that we need to hide this alien, okay? If the police find it, I don't know what they are going to do with it. And if we keep it in the jungle, he's definitely going to be fresh meat. And honestly, I love that for Nisha and her character in general. In Bollywood, usually when the female characters, they are written really well and the actresses who play them, they do a very good job. But the thing is, when it comes to the main storyline, they usually take a back seat unless they have to be kidnapped at the end or something. But in this, Nisha's character, she is heavily involved in the main story and she also makes all the major decisions as well. Honestly, love that for her. So to make friends with the alien, Rohit decides to shake hands because that's what his amazing mom taught him. He extends his hand. I think the alien also have those handshaking social cues because he also extends his hand slowly towards. That's how Nisha and Rohit ends up hiding the little alien in Rohit's shed. It's an Olympic game to hide him from the mom, but it's galactic space war to hide it from Rohit gang. Nisha and Rohit fail that war because Rohit gang instantly discovers alien and find everything about him. But the gang decides to keep the secret because they are loyal. Either that or Nisha manipulates them into thinking, oh, they need to keep this a secret. So now Rohit's gang has expanded, okay? It is Rohit, Nisha, the little kids, and Jadoo. Jadoo is the little alien. They named it Jadoo because Jadoo means magic and the alien has powers. He healed Rohit's hand back then when Rohit saved him from the dogs in the forest, then levitated the gang's cricket ball here and there and broke windows. And all this power comes from sunlight hitting that little alien's head right here. So he's basically a plant. Let's plant him here. It's time to add another sponsor, that is Coca-Cola, because that's what the gang decides to drink when they are hanging out with Jadoo in their little picnic. Jadoo has officially entered the chat. So let's put on the whole costume. Anyway, so now like Raj, before he was in crisis because whenever Nisha used to hang out with him, Rohit was there. But now he's in deep trenches, okay? It's not just him who is noticing Rohit and Nisha together, it's his friends. And they are even making jokes about whether Nisha and Rohit's kid would be normal. Guys, Rohit's condition is because of an injury. What does it has to do with genetics? Anyway, if they were smart enough to know this, they won't be friends with Raj. Because Raj is that much of an asshole. Okay, because his next move is to make sure that he has secured Nisha. And what does he do? He has this entitled plan of declaring their engagement. Talk to the girl first? No, he goes to his parents and there is this whole other party that is going on. So his parents are there and a bunch of other like that generation people. So he goes to his parents and Nisha's parents are also there, by the way. And he tells them, yes, Nisha and I have decided to get married. You know who else's parents are also there? Little Miss Gossip from Rohit's gang. So she hears about this and then next day she runs straight to Rohit and her friends and break the news that Nisha is marrying Raj. Rohit runs straight to Nisha to get clarification. But at the same time, Nisha finds out that Raj has declared their engagement. So she goes to find Raj to get some kind of explanation. Rohit, by the time when he catches to Nisha, he sees Nisha drag Raj to a corner and he misunderstands. Mess. And here is when I think that there could have been a possibility for Nisha and Raj had it not been Rohit. Not because Rohit is the main boy, but from the very beginning, it was very obvious that the both sets of parents wanted them to be together. And Raj really wanted Nisha to be his wife or something because Nisha is like the beautiful girl, the well-dressed, well-spoken girl. nicely educated, good family. So it fit well in Raj's idea of his wife. And Nisha as well, whenever Raj flirted with her, she was very positive and accepting about it. But here Nisha truly finds out who Raj is as a person, okay? Not only he was entitled enough to declare their engagement, he did not apologize to it, but on contrary, he's telling Nisha that, oh Nisha, come on, once we like each other, we have to get married. It's the logical next step. Nisha says, liking each other is very different and getting married is different. We have to know each other to get married. And she's trying to be very reasonable about it. And he says, yeah, sure, we can get to know each other. It's of course possible with you always hanging out with Rohit. Everybody can see what's happening between you two. Nisha is offended. What do you mean that something happening between me and Rohit? Oh, we all see how you prioritize that crazy man. Two things Nisha absolutely hated about that. First, Raj interfering with her own personal life, and second, calling Rohit crazy. Before this, Nisha was making a decision on Raj, but here we can totally see that she has forever rejected Raj, at least in her end. While this is happening, remember Rohit misunderstood Nisha and Raj? He's home crying. He's sitting in his little shed, and Sonia, his mom, she comes in to see what's happening. And he tells her everything, that Nisha is his girlfriend and now she's marrying Raj. Sonia says, Nisha is your girlfriend? When did that happen? And Rohit says, she said that she's going to be my girlfriend and now she's getting married. And this is when Sonia decides to tell Rohit everything about the spaceship 20 years back, about the accident, about his condition. Now Rohit has an entire idea of who he is and who he is to other people. And you know what? Jadoo is still hiding in a little basket in that shed and he hears everything. He's smart enough to process what's going on because next day we see in the morning while Rohit is still sleeping, Jadoo goes to Rohit's bed and rubs Rohit's head with his hand. Jadoo's little sunlight thing starts glowing and we can clearly see that he is doing something to Rohit's head. Jadoo has somehow fixed Rohit's disability. But not only that, he seems to have also fixed or enhanced all the physical abilities that Rohit had. For example, Rohit needed glasses before. He doesn't need them anymore. He goes to school without glasses and his friends aren't buying it that he can see. So little poet, he's with him and says, okay, if you can see it, then read what Mr. Chaturvedi, their maths teacher, is writing on the blackboard. So they are outside the 10th standard class, okay, and these people are in the 7th standard. Rohit looks at the word problem and reads it and he solves it. Rohit says the answer out loud and the maths teacher hears it. And now this maths teacher, he has always been very encouraging to Rohit. Okay, he has always been very happy when Rohit participated or answered a correct question. So when Rohit answers a 10th standard question, he's very happy and he runs straight to the principal to tell him the good news. They come back to find Rohit and they find him in the computer class, okay, getting berated again by that asshole computer teacher. And the principal, he is for the kids, okay. He yells at the computer teacher and says, Mr. Mathur, this is how you speak to students? And that computer teacher, he's so on his high horse that just to prove his point, in front of everybody, in front of the principal, he questions Rohit with like a very difficulty computer question. But Rohit with his like enhanced Jadoo things is able to answer that question very quickly and very correctly. Now, the principal is very impressed, everybody in the class is impressed, the computer teacher is ashamed, and the principal has decided to promote Rohit from 7th standard to 10th standard. So Rohit had a very successful first day with Pars. He knows that Jadoo has done something, so he goes to tell Jadoo everything. And while he's narrating his whole day, Sonia walks in and sees that alien. She freaks out. She starts snatching Rohit away from it, and the alien Jadoo, like that little thing, oh my god, he's so cute, like he's having a panic attack to seeing what is happening. And Sonia runs to the phone and decides to call, I don't know who is she calling, probably Sherlock Khan. But before she could make that call, the principal calls her. That Mrs. Mehra, do you know Rohit is an expert in computers now? He can solve 10th standard questions just like that. We are promoting him to 10th standard. He is doing so good. We are so proud of him. And now she is on Team Jadoo. That's it. That's all it took. Got really quickly. She came around really quickly, but I'm not complaining. Now everything is going well in Rohit's life. Remember, he still has some misunderstanding between Nisha and Raj, but Nisha manages to clear that as well. She says, no, I'm not marrying Raj because I hate him. Rohit says, oh, I hate him as well. Our choices match so much. I'll do one thing. I'm going to find you a boy. Nisha says, okay, what are your choices? And his choices are Bittu, Bunty, Aslam and Chotu, the little gang. Nisha says, I'm going to marry. I need to marry an adult. Then he says, oh, I'm an adult. I'll marry you. Poor Nisha, she tries to explain it very kindly, and she happens to mention that she needs somebody who is physically and mentally strong. And something in Rohit shifts, okay? He was sitting on this railing and he jumps down and he loosens his tie like the CEO of K-drama and grabs Nisha by her waist and says, am I not strong enough? Nisha is speechless, and so was I. He says, am I not strong enough for you? But I'm not mentally that strong, am I? Don't worry, all your requirements are very valid. So I'm going to be strong, and one day I'll be strong enough that all your requirements will be fulfilled. Then will you marry me? Now Rohit enters his Riz era. Okay, he's determined to meet all Nisha's expectation. First thing that he wants to do is to show Nisha how well he can dance, because that's the adult thing to do. Don't ask me why. He dresses up in what he thinks is the cool outfit. These are this maroon pants and this ujala blue shirt that he is wearing. There is this red scarf and then aviator glasses. He goes to Jadoo to ask his opinion on his outfit, and Jadoo is very impressed. But what does Jadoo know? He wears a potato sack. He struts out of his house, and Rohit's gang is very shocked to see him. Little poet asks him, Rohit, what happened to you? And Rohit says, I don't speak to kids. Fixes his glasses and starts walking off. Rohit gang runs straight to the first adult that they can think of, Nisha, to get her help in solving this nonsense. Which is very convenient because Rohit is doing this to impress her in the first place. Now Nisha finds Rohit in a club. And he's practicing some dance moves. One of as if he's showing some pigeons. Not impressed, Nisha wants Rohit to go home. But that's when the announcer announces that there is a dance competition going on, and the next competitor is Rohit. Rohit goes on the dance floor and tries to shove the pigeons again. That does not work. The crowd is not impressed. But he doesn't give up. Okay, he tries a few different moves and eventually manages to catch the beat. And now all his moves, including shoving the pigeon, are somehow very cool. And everybody is joining him in shoving the pigeons. It's Hrithik Roshan dancing, so obviously he wins the dance competition. Now that he's won, before he was shoving the pigeons, now he's peacocking in front of Nisha, just very pleased with himself. Step 1 of his plan to riz Nisha has been successful. His step 2 was to impress Nisha by playing basketball. And that's when Raj and his gang walks in. And Raj has this basketball with him. Who let this idiot get in a club with basketball? What is the bouncer doing? But Rohit doesn't waste a second. He picks a fight with Raj and challenges him to a basketball match. Raj, in his entitled this aura, he says, okay, whoever wins, Nisha is going to kiss the winner. Why is Nisha involved? You two fight between yourself. Why are you dragging her? She's not interested. But now they are going to fight for the Hero Cup. Cue another sponsor. It's Hero Honda. And Hero Honda definitely sponsored, okay? The whole basketball club is just Hero Honda everywhere. The prize is Hero Cup, and also another prize is the Hero bike that is spinning on a round table. And actually good for Rakesh Roshan, okay? You deserve that bag, especially after getting shot. The match start, and it's Raj and his minions versus Rohit and his gang. So it's literally Raj, his gang, Rohit, and 4 kids. But there is also somebody else helping Rohit's gang. There is a potato sack in one corner and Jadoo is inside. So Rohit's plan to defeat Raj at basketball is basically cheat with Jadoo's help. Jadoo is basically making the kids fly up in the air and pass the ball to each other. Everybody present, including the audience, judges, and everybody know that something is wrong, but just nobody questions it. They just let it happen. Even the commenter says that I don't have to look down. I can see just fine because everything is happening in front of me. In the end, Rohit gangs win, obviously. But Raj now suspects something. He wants revenge for this humiliation. And he plans to corner the kids and bully them into telling him what happened. Rohit has won that hero bike in his basketball competition. Look at this progression. He was in a scooter, then he got an A1 bicycle, and now he's on a bike. And he's dropping Nisha off at her place. The collector Saxena is already there, and he's complaining to Nisha's parents about the humiliation that Raj suffered. And Nisha's parents says, what does that has to do with us? And he says, oh, Nisha keeps hanging out with that mad guy. That is why this is happening. Rohit struts in. Okay, and Nisha is following behind him like, what is this guy doing? And he goes and tell Nisha's parents, and like he's basically rizzing everybody out, and just tells, yes, I am madly in love with Nisha. That's the confession, baby, that we were waiting for. And now Nisha and Rohit are like officially together. Now, while these two are romancing, Raj and his minion on their motorbike corner Rohit and his gang. Now, Rohit's gang on their scooter, they need to escape because Jadoo is with them. And it's sunset time. There is no sunlight for Jadoo to do his magic. So they book through this wooded area. Okay? While they are running away, Jadoo slips in his potato sack. He's still in his potato sacks and it just rolls down the mountain. Before they could do anything, Jadoo lands straight in the middle of the road and a police jeep stops right in front of him. And you know who comes out? It's Sukhwani, the assistant to Sherlock Khan himself. He looks at the potato sack and the potato sack is jumping. And the little hands just try to open the potato sack, and that's when Sukhwani freaks out. He knows exactly what this is and he runs back to his little jeep to call for backup. Within minutes, the entire cavalry arrives. Okay, there are police jeeps, there are officers with big ass gun and Inspector Sherlock Khan. They all surround this little bag, and before Inspector Khan could grab that bag, there is this A1 cycle with Rohit on it from the forest. It dashes in, grabs the bag, and then Rohit is back in the forest again. All the police officers with their big ass gun, they start firing at Rohit. And oh my god, thank you for Sherlock Khan. He's the only one with like a functioning brain cell in all of Kasoli police, because he yells at them to stop shooting. That's a boy from the school. Go chase after him. It's snack time in the video now. So Rohit is escaping, right? He's pedaling, he's going. And then, right when he's about to escape, Raj and the gang of assholes finds him. Rohit has to deal with them now. And just when he's about to deal with them, Inspector Khan catches up to him. Inspector Khan goes towards where the potato sack is. He grabs it and Rohit is not breathing. He is so scared. He opens the bag, he opens the potato sack, and then Inspector Khan is pulling out grass. There's only grass in the potato sack. Where the hell is Jadoo? Turns out, right when Sukhwani, the assistant, when he was calling the cavalry, Jadoo got out of the potato sack, stuffed the potato sack with raw grass, and then he ran away. And he's now at Rohit's house telling this to Nisha, Sonia and the gang, and he's hee-hawing on his bed while Rohit is freaking out. Inspector Khan lets Rohit go. But this is Inspector Khan we are talking about. Inspector Sherlock Khan. He is more smarter than any other police inspector can ever hope to be. And with that reaction that Rohit had, he knows if there is going to be an alien in Kasoli, it's going to be with Rohit. Rohit runs home and finds Jadoo sitting there with everybody. And he says, move. Okay, we need to put Jadoo somewhere safe. Everybody start coming up with like lame ass ideas where they can hide Jadoo. And Sonia says, stop. If you all really want to keep Jadoo safe, there is only one place that he can be safe. And that's his own home. Jadoo and Rohit instantly hate that idea. But Nisha, she sees the reason in this. She says, Rohit, listen, there's no possible way that you can fight the entire world to keep this guy safe. And then Jadoo drops like the sad truth of the situation with his like this electromagnetic voice he has, that if Jadoo leaves, if Jadoo goes back, all the changes that he has made in Rohit will go with him. That means Jadoo hadn't made permanent changes in Rohit. It was more like Jadoo has to be around Rohit to keep those things going. But we can see in Rohit's eyes, he has already made the decision. Jadoo's safety is the biggest priority at the moment. So once the decision was made to send Jadoo back home, Rohit is hitting those sound keys on that dusty computers, desperately sending sound signals in the outer space for anybody to listen. Nisha and Sonia prepare Jadoo, and he is back again dressed in that yellow and mustardy hoodie, looking all cute. Two things happen after that at same time. Okay, the computer shows that they are receiving signals. And Inspector Khan outside starts yelling on a megaphone that they have surrounded the house and he wants Rohit to come out of the house slowly with that alien. And the house is indeed surrounded. Okay, and not just by the police. The research scientists from that space research center in New Delhi, they are also waiting outside. The front door opens and then this local kids from the primary school comes out. Then the lady who works at the bank, Sonia. And then the daughter of collector's best friend, Nisha. But where are Rohit and the alien? So Rohit has stuffed Jadoo in his backpack and he's escaping through the back door of their shed. And honestly not a good idea because he gets caught instantly. And this time Rohit gets beat up, okay? They are beating him up. It's really sad to see how they try to pry Jadoo out of his hands and he's desperately trying to cling on to that bag. But then he is knocked unconscious and what can he do? Jadoo gets thrown out at the side and they drop this net from a crane where they catch him. And now Jadoo is lowered into what looks like a shipping container. And it's just so sad to see because we see it through Jadoo's point of view. Like he sees Rohit lying there unconscious and then he sees Sonia, Nisha and all the kids yelling for Jadoo. And it looks like he's seeing at them and it looks like as if he's looking at them for the last time and he's being lowered in the shipping container. It's just so sad. Now Jadoo is being transferred to New Delhi and from New Delhi he's going to be shipped to America. And you know what? Sukhwani, Inspector Sherlock Khan's assistant, he snitched. He told all this to Rohit and the gang because according to Sukhwani, he was just so touched by amount of dedication Rohit had and how desperately Rohit wanted to save Jadoo that he wanted Jadoo to go back home. And now Rohit is going. He is on that motorbike that he won at that basketball game and he's on his way to save Jadoo. Now the cavalry with Jadoo are at a clearing, okay? Jadoo is being moved from one shipping container to like a bigger shipping container with cranes. And Rohit is now in the sideline. He has reached there. And like any other climax of a Hrithik Roshan movie, Rohit is knocking people out silently till he knocks out the person that he's targeting. And this time he's targeting the crane operator. He knocks out the crane operator and then moves the crane's arm such that Jadoo is flung and dropped right where he is. So he catches Jadoo, runs towards a jeep, gets in a jeep and he starts moving. Inspector Khan and everybody is just looking at it for a second and then start running. Oh my god, go catch him! Now Inspector Khan is chasing after this jeep, okay? He is so desperate to catch them that he fires a rocket launcher and blows up a bridge to stop that jeep from escaping. And once he catches up to it, he sees who is driving and it's them kids. So turned out what had happened when Rohit was escaping in that jeep, he came across Rohit's gang on their scooters, okay? So what they did, they exchanged their vehicles. Rohit and Jadoo are running in the forest in that scooter while these kids, these 9-year-olds are driving this jeep and like leading Inspector Khan somewhere else. Now when Jadoo first landed, we saw all the electricity, the candles and the flashlights, everything went off. And that happened when Rohit first rescued Jadoo in the clearing just now. So that means the ship is here. And Jadoo has this handy like a signal on his little wrist and that tells them where the ship is going to land. So Rohit and Jadoo are going in that direction. Once they reach where the ship has landed, like they see its door open and a bunch of Jadoos, like other Jadoos in their mustard hoodie looking all cute, they come out. And Jadoo here, that little thing, like he's crying and saying goodbye to Rohit and he just goes in then, looks at Rohit one last time and the ship rises up into the atmosphere. Rohit is looking at it and right when it leaves the Earth's atmosphere, Rohit's vision gets blurry. Jadoo and his powers both have left the earth. Now it's time for the media circus. It takes the court 1 whole year to make a decision on Rohit. But in this 1 year, the public opinion has changed. The public has realized what had happened and what Rohit had done. Rohit had saved a friend. And now when it came to the court, Rohit, since Jadu's power are now gone, he is a person with mental disability and they cannot possibly prosecute him for what he's done. So in terms of legal aspects as well as public opinion, Rohit is a free man. And for the town of Kasoli, Rohit might as well be a hero. Okay? They are celebrating him, they are honoring him right at the basketball court where he won the match. Like there is this big celebration where they honor Rohit. And sometime back, like at the beginning of the movie, Rohit had made a promise that he's going to be a big man. And little poet right beside Sonia says, Auntie, you remember when Rohit had promised that he's going to be a big man? Look how big of a man that he has become. So that's how successful mother Sonia is. It's been quite some time since Jadu left, but Rohit still misses him every day. One day Nisha and Rohit are hanging out, and that's when Raj and his asshole gang finds them. And now that Raj knows everything since the story is so out and public, he wants to bully Rohit. Okay? He just goes too far at one point, and Rohit gets so angry that he kicks a basketball that Raj threw at him. Okay? That basketball hits Raj so hard that he is knocked back 90 feet. And then that basketball bounces off Raj's big ass head and goes up in the sky like it's team rocketing up in the sky. What's happening? Rohit tries to look at the basketball but he cannot see it. Nisha is trying to point it to Rohit but Rohit can't see. And then Rohit takes off his glasses. Now he can see. And he can also see a little crescent of Jadu's spaceship. Turns out, one last time, Jadu came back to Earth to give his powers permanently to Rohit. And that's how Koi Mil Gaya ends. You can imagine how this movie saved Hrithik Roshan's career. Imagine you debut in Bollywood with a banger like Kaho Na Pyar Hai, and you change Bollywood's whole landscape when it comes to romantic movies, and then after 3 years you do 8 movies and then people label you at one hit wonder. You have to give a movie like Koi Mil Gaya to get back. And seriously, if this movie didn't exist, we won't have Hrithik Roshan the way we have today, and that would be such a tragedy. And real talk, if you don't watch old movies because you think the CGI, the props and the effect would look crusty, honestly same. But this movie is not that movie, okay? This movie is made with heart. So even though it's 20 years or so, it's still so fresh. And I watched Tired and Refused Productions video the other day, and he also happened to mention one of the same thing. He said that movies nowadays aren't made with passion because they are made with some other purpose, like launching star kids, chasing a trend. So if you feel that movies like nowadays that you're watching aren't like doing it for you, I would highly recommend you to check out Koi Mil Gaya. It has the charm, it has the heart, and it has Jadu. What more do you need? Like if you enjoyed this, subscribe if you like this kind of content. Here is my Kaho Na Pyar Hai video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!